We talk about democracy. We talk about the importance of elected representatives. Yet in Tennessee, Republicans there are trying to penalize 3 Democrats who stood up with young folks when it came to protesting. What happened was, of course, you had the shooting in. Turn the audio up, please. So you had the shooting that took place in Nashville, where protesters have been descending upon the state capitol, demanding action. Well, this is how Republicans are rewarding the action. They're not fighting guns. They're literally trying to expel 3 Democrats who stood with the protesters, saying that they simply spoke out of turn and broke the rules. Let me be clear, broke the rules. Broke the rules. And they want to throw them out of the legislature. One of them is Justin Pearson, newly elected there. He joins us right now. So explain, Justin, so they're saying y'all spoke out of turn?
Right. So they're saying that we broke House decorum because we went to the floor of the House after complete silence from the leadership and after we were denied the opportunity to welcome the protesters and those who came peacefully, who were mostly children and teenagers who came to our Capitol to say that we need to do something about gun control. We need to do something about gun reform. And instead of us actually doing the work of passing laws and legislation that the people are demanding. In fact, Roland, one of the things they were just screaming were just do something. Do something. And myself, Representative Jones, and Representative Johnson went to the well between bills and said, we need to listen to these folks up here, not the NRA, not organizations and lobbyists who pour money into the State House, but we need to listen to the people who want for us to take action. And the response from the leadership of the Republican Party in the State House in a completely partisan vote is to expel myself, Representative Jones, and Representative Johnson for bringing up the issue of gun reform and the end of the epidemic of gun violence, which is the Nashville shooting at Covenant. And it's also in our community, a lot of shootings that we're experiencing and having of family members and of community members. And it's because of laws that are being passed and in action at the State House in Tennessee.
And the House Speaker is making it clear that this vote could very well happen on Thursday to throw all 3 of you out, Justin Jones, Gloria Johnson, and yourself.
That's correct. So this Thursday at 9 a.m., we'll have our regular session, and during unfinished business, the expectation is that they will bring forward a resolution. Each of us will have the opportunity to speak in defense of ourselves and in defense of the over 200,000 people that we collectively represent, to say that this is unjust. This is what an attack on our First Amendment and the erosion of democracy looks like. Having legislators who are elected by the people to be thrown out because we're advocating against the senseless gun violence, the senseless gun legislation that continues to get passed in the State House. And instead, we want to offer real resolution and real reform to the families and to the communities that are suffering from gun violence, being told that our constituents who sent us here, the people who sent us here, voices don't matter. The people who sent us here, perspective does not matter, because if it's against what is the Republican Party and the leadership of our State House's vision of what needs to be done, which is only allow assault weapons and only allow AR-15s and make those things honorable, but not honor the lives of 6 people in Nashville who were killed, 3 who were 9 years old. Not honor the lives of people like Larry Thorne, my own classmate, who was killed this year. Not honor the people who are suffering under the brutality of gun violence being proliferated because of the lack of action by the Tennessee legislature. They don't want to see us take action on that. They want to see us be pacifists. They want to see us be silently complicit to the status quo. And it is killing us and having harm across our state. And it will continue to have harm across our country if we do nothing. And so Thursday, we expect the supermajority Republican legislature to say, instead of justice, we want you all out. But you cannot silence people's voices. And on this holy week, on this holy day, the 55th anniversary of Dr. King's assassination in Memphis, what rings for me is a quote that he said: the movement lives or dies in Memphis. And I'm honored to represent Memphis and Millington and to show that the movement is alive because we won't be silenced.
And correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't there a Republican who was charged with sexually assaulting minors, and they said, no, let's not throw him out because he was elected by the constituents?
I'm not sure of all of the examples of people who have done very egregious things and criminal activity that's still on the State House floor today. I do know some examples of a man physically abusing his wife. I do know some examples of egregious actions that some people have had to face a day in court about. We broke a House rule. I'm being told that we need to be expelled from the House. about the rule. It's about what we were advocating against, which is the proliferation of guns in our schools and in our communities. That's what they're upset about, and that's what they're wanting to expel us for. Well, we will certainly be following this to see what happens. Representative Johnson, we appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. We're going to keep fighting. Yes, sir. We're standing right there with you. Niambi, this is absolutely nuts, but this is also what happens when you have a supermajority. Go to my iPad. Folks, did y'all see this today? A Democrat in North Carolina, Representative Tricia Cotham from East Charlotte, she switched from a Democrat to the Republican, giving the Republicans a supermajority in North Carolina. When you have a supermajority, we see it was happening in Florida. Democrats can't stop anything, and that's what's happening all across the South. The Confederacy is rising again, Niambi.
Oh, absolutely. And what they're doing in Tennessee, I mean, the fact that we've almost given that conversation no oxygen is dangerous. I mean, it's anti-democratic. It's all of those things. I mean, what they want is to roll back the clock for all of us, women, poor whites, Black folks, Latinx folks, gay and transgender individuals. So what we're witnessing here is them, using the rules per usual to bend these institutions to their will in undemocratic ways. And I think, what's happening in Tennessee is what you want your legislators to be doing, which is standing with the people and representing the people that put them there. And yet you have those folks who are seeking to expel these three members saying we want to be the wrong side of history, the money side of history, because we want to deny the people of Tennessee a voice and their rights, and these children a right to live. About 20 seconds each, Jason and Mustafa. Mustafa, go.
Dr. King said our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. We've got to raise our voice. We've got to get engaged, and we got to push.
Jason.
We also have to understand that there are all these efforts to take away your vote, and sometimes that means expelling the person you voted for. So we need to make our voices heard, absolutely.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Unfiltered video in just one moment. When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Checks and money orders go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.